Alright, this video is for dissonant connections from my comment section, and credit to the guy, sorry, there's a fly. Credit to the guy on Ultimate Guitar Tabs. I'll put him up on the screen, but I'll be putting his tabs on the screen, and most of his tabs are his that I learned the song from. And yeah, just to make it more cohesive. So first, the intro. So we have 2nd fret E string, 4th fret A string, and then 3rd fret D string. Then a power chord on the A, and then on the 6th, D, and the G on the 6th, and then on the 6th fret E, and then 7th fret A, and then 7th fret G, D. So far we have. And then you could feedback with your guitar to match the recording. So we ended off the intro with the feedback. So we're coming back in, and same spots again. Instead of this chord, it's just a power chord, like how we normally been playing power chords. Right? So just repeat. For the chorus, and at the end of the chorus we do this. We end off on this chord. And that's it for chorus 1. Verse 1, we ended off right here for the chorus. Now we're coming back in. Power chord, root on the 5th, and then we move it to 4, and then you move it to 6, and then back to 2. Right? And then after you play that a couple of times, you end off right here again, like you did for the chorus. And then what happens is that you know, the guitar quiets down, and then the bass comes up, and we're playing this part over and over again. So it's, you have to listen to the recording to like match the timing or like the strumming well, but it's a 2, so power chord root on the 2nd, then you move it to 5, and then 6, so, and then back to 2, so that's the first time around, and then the second time around it repeats the same pattern, which is 2, 4, and then 6. So 2, 4, 6. So I'll play it. And then when it ends off with, you know, on the 6th, and then we end off right here on this chord, like we did in the beginning. Right? So we end off right here. So what I'm doing is I'm lifting my pinky and I'm alternating, and that's the ending for a verse. The next chorus is pretty much the same as the first one, but instead you're ending off on that chord that we ended off on the verse with. So the bridge is this chord right here, so like we did in the beginning. So play that out and then move it to the sixth. So the pattern is something like this. Plays about like twice, and then after that you just repeat that we did before with we repeat that, but this time you're lifting up your middle finger, and your index finger is hitting the E and the D. So it's like the next chorus is pretty much the exact same, like that same pattern again, same strumming. You don't end off right here. You don't end off, you just keep going with it, and then so that's the chorus. And now the outro is the exact same as the intro. You just put on more distortion. And I also seen live that like he starts making noise, like I don't know, watch live recordings, but that's pretty much it though. It's a pretty easy song, just mainly just power chords. The most confusing part is by the end of the first verse, like I had to like listen over and over again to hear, because the bass is so much louder than the guitar in the recording. But if you hear it in real life, or like the live recordings, you can hear it better. But yeah, let me know if I got anything wrong. Let me know. Yeah.